Всем привет! Как поживает изучение русской грамматики? So let's be honest, most of you don't need to learn every single rule and nuance of Russian grammar. If your goal is to communicate effectively, all you need to know is the key basics, and that's what we're going to focus on today. I've broken Russian grammar into 4 parts or 4 steps, starting with the essentials. If you're a total beginner, here's where you should begin. Personal pronouns and gender, then the past tense, then how to say to have, then you learn the accusative case for nouns, then adjectives. By the way, adjectives are super important. The present tense, then the future tense, the prepositional case for nouns. Then you can learn how to say to go by foot, идти ходить, or to go by transport, ехать ездить. A great way to practice these grammar topics is by talking about daily routine. And in this video, you can find the explanations. And if you want some practice, there is a short course for you. Link in the description. Once you're comfortable with these basics, move on to the next stage. And here we have possessive pronouns, plural forms of adjectives, the accusative case for adjectives, the genitive case for nouns, plural forms of nouns, the instrumental case also for nouns, then the dative case for nouns. As you can see here, we have more cases, which means more different forms. But since you've got the basics, this won't feel overwhelming because you kind of know what to expect. Some good topics at this stage are vacation, work, food, and maybe hobbies. And I chose the topic vacation for my video and the course with lots of stories, texts, examples, and vocabulary. So at this point, you will be able to say a lot in Russian correctly. Of course, your vocabulary will also play a significant role, but I guess that's the topic for another time. The next big step includes aspects of the verb, perfective and imperfective, cases for adjectives, verbs of motion with prefixes, and probably adjectives comparison. So, aspects, verbs of motion with prefixes, and cases, these are a must-have. Well, obviously, you will need to spend some time practicing these structures, but mastering them will make your Russian sound amazing. By the way, I've been thinking about making a video similar to what I did for the first 2 parts, but I'm not sure yet. So please let me know in the comments if you would be interested. After this stage, you might not even need to learn more grammar rules. So instead, you can focus on expanding your vocabulary, or most importantly, using what you've learned in real life situations. I wanted to say that the last part is more for those who love reading and is kind of optional, but I will explain why. So the last one includes participles and verbal adverbs. The point is, you won't hear these forms much in spoken Russian. And honestly, if you never use them in conversation, no one will notice. well, maybe except for examiners, if at one point you decide to take Russian proficiency test. But, that's a whole different story. That's why I told that these forms are more for those who love reading. So for participles and verbal adverbs, you just need to understand their forms and their meanings, so you can recognize them in different texts. This way, you won't need to grab a dictionary every time you see them, because you will recognize them. Here it is. This is my Russian grammar roadmap. Please let me know in the comments what you think about it, and if you want me to make detailed videos of any of the topics I mentioned today. Спасибо, and see you in the next video. Пока!